Hey everyone, Ken Underhill here, CEO of K&L Tech, as well as CEO of CyberLife and the host of the CyberLife television show, which launches in November of 2020. So since it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, I just wanted to share a quick cybersecurity tip for sort of that general audience out there. However, let's talk a little bit about who I am, so you know I have a little bit of credibility. I started out in IT a long time ago. I won't date myself. Moved out of that, moved into healthcare as a clinician, so as a nurse, as well as a medic. Went back into IT, so I worked network admin, a little bit of sysadmin stuff. Transitioned over to security. Kind of, it really was baked into my roles in healthcare. And then from there, got into pen testing. Did that for a while, and then moved into more of the educational component. That's where a lot of people know me from, is teaching online courses around hacking and forensics and OWASP top 10, SQL injection, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's kind of my background there, right? So I had somewhat of a traditional background to get into security. So I came from the IT realm. I just want to say real quick before we go into the tip, you don't need a background in technology to get into cyber. In fact, you're probably already working a job. I had a podcast that I did earlier today when I'm filming this with Renee Small, who's a recruiter in cyber. And one of the things I mentioned on there was that you don't need that tech background. And like I said, a lot of people are already doing security stuff in their roles, but too many people want cybersecurity in the job title. And so I want to encourage you to not solely focus on getting cybersecurity in your job title. Sometimes that's challenging, but you may find that if you look at the skills you're doing or that you're looking to do, that's where you can actually find the jobs you're looking for. So let's move into our cybersecurity tip for the general audience out there, and in fact, as well as security practitioners. My number one tip, and there's a lot of them I could share, the number one tip is to stop and slow down. What I mean by that is a lot of times with like phishing emails, it may look legitimate, right? And if you're kind of just clicking through emails and you're used to like your Aunt Sally sending you funny cat videos all the time, you may not fully check that, right? Every single time. I've seen that a lot of times. I myself, I haven't fallen for phishing emails, but I always stop myself when I see an email and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, right? This seems a little out of place. You know, maybe Aunt Sally sends it at 3 o'clock and today it came at 5 o'clock, right? So just stop, whether it's a phishing email or you're checking your email or you're checking a text message or you're on social media and you're thinking about accepting a connection request. Just, there's nothing wrong with stopping, waiting till you have a little more time to kind of analyze what this really means or what this really is. And that just helps you become a little more secure, in my opinion. Now, again, there's a lot of tips I could share. I just want to share one for Asta's audience here. And so again, just there's nothing wrong with stopping for a minute, analyzing things, or coming back to it, right? Let's say you're scrolling through a bunch of emails. You don't have to look at that video, or, you know, honestly, PayPal did not email you saying your account's locked out, right? So let's be realistic on some things like that. But as far as tip wise, just stop, analyze it, make sure it's really what it's claiming to be, whether that's a text or an email or whatever, and just make sure that you fully analyze things. So that's probably the best tip I can offer. There's many I can offer, but that's probably the best one, is to slow down, because we get so busy in life. We get so busy of, I've got to hurry and check my email so then I can go check my text messaging, so then I can check my Twitter and I can check my LinkedIn. It's like, just stop, right? Just stop, take a break, analyze things, and then take the appropriate action, right? And maybe you mess up, right? Maybe it is a phishing email and you stop, you analyze, and you click on it and you're like, oh my goodness, I thought I won the lotto for my rich cousin that's the prince, you know, in Nigeria or something, right? Like, it's okay, right? It's okay to make mistakes sometimes, but the more you stop and pause, the less likely you are to make those mistakes. So share that with your friends and family. It's, you know, it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month here in October. Share that with everyone you know. Let's just try to, you know, work together, right? You know, I do have the CyberLife TV show coming in November. And one of the goals with that show is to try to bring more awareness to the general public. So we don't just have a month of it, right? That doesn't really do a whole lot, but we have sort of a perpetual cycle of it throughout the year and throughout the generations, right? So again, quick tip for everyone. Hope everyone enjoys their month of October, and feel free to reach out to me if you're on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me. I'm always happy to answer questions. I don't answer them all right away for obvious reasons. I have a lot going on, but I try to answer everyone's messages. Sometimes I miss them. If you haven't heard from me, in a week's time, I usually missed your message, unless you're trying to sell me something, right? If you're trying to sell me something, then obviously I probably ignored it. But if you're just trying to reach out for some help or assistance, or, hey, what direction should I go in cyber? If I haven't responded to you in a week's time, it usually means you kind of got lost in the shuffle. I mean, I get hundreds of messages a day. So please send another message. Hey, did you see this? Hey, just asking this question, whatever. And that way I can actually respond or point you in the right direction for the right answer. So again, the tip is just pause. It's that simple. Just pause, take a moment, and then analyze what's going on, and then move into a direction of action.